Hey guys, Painter Picker here. I know that I have not made a video in quite some time, but what I'm about to share with you right now has to be told. If you can't tell by the look on my face, I am speechless. I have no words. I've been running around in my yard just screaming hallelujah. Now, to get to the point, this is going to be short and simple, but to get to the point, let me give you a little bit of background. We're in fourth quarter, and as an eBay reseller, fourth quarter for me has not been what I expected it to be. I have had lower sales this fourth quarter than I did last year's fourth quarter. I had a lot of expectations going into this fourth quarter. I just felt like, we had established ourselves, and I just recently, by the way, hit 1,000 feedback on my eBay store. And so I had this incredible expectation that fourth quarter was going to go, just crazy mad. And I've been looking around and seeing other resellers out there on Instagram and on YouTube and, all the ones that everybody knows are popular and such. And everybody's talking about how great their sales are and putting up pictures of 40 and 50 things going out the door, and I'm just sitting here going, what is wrong with my store? But today, just less than 10 minutes ago, the most incredible thing that's happened in my eBay journey, in my reselling journey, took place. All right, so we sell a lot of things. We have a mercantile type store, and we sell a lot of different stuff. But one of the things that I have come into and feel like I just have this knack for are books. And a lot of people will say, oh, I don't like dealing with books. They're, too heavy to ship. I don't know enough about them. Nobody reads books anymore. Well, I'm here to tell you, you need to get into books. Because not too long ago, and I think I might have even put this up on Instagram. I'm so excited right now, I can't remember what I've done. So a while back, I was in one of our local Goodwill stores, and it's the one that I go to for books because a lot of Goodwill stores scan their books now, and if they come up as being worth anything, they send them on their way. Customers out in the foyer get no shot at them unless you go on to Goodwill online and try to find some. But I do not shop there. I go to the ones where they do not scan, and there are a couple in my area that do not. So I was in that store the other day, and I am so glad that I was. I got to looking around on the bookshelves, and sometimes looking at books can be overwhelming because there's so many sitting there in front of you. You've got to look for the books that have the older look to them or no dust jacket. Because when you do, you will see something like this right here. And if you see something along this line like this, okay, pick it up and look at it, specifically in the front area where the copyright is. Look to see what it says. Flip a few pages back and forth to where somebody famous might have signed the book as a hint getting into this video. Because lo and behold, what did Patriot Picker find? He found a Dwight D. Eisenhower Crusade. I had to read it backwards. Crusade in Europe. So this is Dwight D. Eisenhower's time as a general, his experience as a general during World War II, during the European theater. And he wrote a book about it. And not only did he write a book about it, But he decided when he wrote the book, are you ready for this? He decided when he wrote the book that he would sign it to the person he was giving the book to. And this particular copy edition was a limited edition, first edition, limited edition, after the first 26 numbered copies were signed by the author. They turned around and released 1,400 more where he signed them to the actual owners. Did you see that? Dwight D. Eisenhower, President of the United States, and I cannot remember when. I think it was during the 50s. Mr. History. And not only did I find this book, but after researching and deciding what I was going to do with it, I decided to go ahead and list it on eBay. I was going back and forth. The book has sold before. Specifically, this book actually came with a slipcover. If I had had the slipcover, if I only had the slipcover. But I didn't have the slipcover. I just had the book. This book just sold for $1,000. I paid $1. What a return on investment. I'm not bragging. I'm not, cocky. I'm not trying to be all arrogant about this. I am just shocked that this kind of stuff exists in the reselling world. Hey, there's books out there worth a lot more than what I just got paid, okay? But you've got to look for them. You've got to search for them high and low. If you do not, you won't have these kinds of stories. And you may be thinking, dummy, that book was probably worth more than $1,000. Hey, I wrestled with it. I really did. I wrestled with the numbers. I couldn't figure out. I didn't want to be greedy, but I didn't want to, undercut. I was like, what do you actually... It's like this VHS tape craze going on right now. How do you really know what value to put on something? And you can get all kinds of, you can get people that deal in books every day of their lives, and they can give you a quote of what they think the thing's worth, but you end up having to put the number on it. That was the number that I felt was deserving of that book. So, with that said, I have something else I want to show you. Now, this ain't too exciting. This isn't exciting as a signed copy by the President of the United States. But this is something that I think is of interest. I think I'll share on this video, and then we'll call it quits, and this will be a real short video. I also have a hymn book by John Wesley that's dated 1876. Now, I do believe that John Wesley was already in glory by 1876. But this book was printed in 1876, and it is called A Collection of Hymns. And you can see right here where my finger's at, 1876. It's basically a vintage hymn book. Not your typical hymn book like we see today, just to give you an example of what it looks like on the inside, but numbered hymns written out in stanzas, not like we have today where the music is all around it, but the actual just words of the stanzas. And This little book probably will go for $100. Now, again, how do you know how to put value on a book? Well, I'm going to tell you what I did with the Eisenhower. I looked to see if it sold. It had sold for different editions, some like mine, some not like mine. But basically just doing and then looking at some online information on, when the book actually was released and some of that information I was giving you a while ago in the beginning. But I just wanted to get on here and tell you guys that, everybody's always giving bolos on things to look for. And I appreciate that. But my advice, just because I've had some really good success selling books, is to get into looking for books. And you know what? It's not for everybody. It's something I enjoy. And so when I'm ever around books, I'm always looking to see what's there. First editions always seem to sell better, obviously, than, second, third, fourth, 20th editions, whatever. But if you can find first editions, always look to see if the author signed the book. It's incredible. What a story. I mean, here I am talking a while ago about how my fourth quarter sales have not been anywhere near what I thought they were going to be. And I'm listing like crazy, by the way. But then all of a sudden, as I told my wife the other night, you have that one sale, and it just sets the whole attitude of what's going on in the circumstances. It just blows it all out of the water, and now you're up on the mountaintop. Now, I've got other things in my store that are marked pretty high in value because they're worth that, and we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to share the excitement. And for those of you out there who are into books, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, good to see you guys again. I don't even know what to say. What did I used to say? Oh, yeah. We're going to close the video out, and we'll catch you guys again. It's been a long time. On the flip side.